Hello and welcome to the channel. If you guys are new, my name is Chris and welcome along for the adventure today. We are currently camping at Circle M Campground, which is located about 15 minutes outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Probably a little closer to Millersville, Pennsylvania if you're a little more local. And you know, we're having a good time. Looking forward to a great weekend here. You know, I gotta be honest with you, this is my first time vlogging, video recording, whatever you want to call it, out in public. And it's a little different for me. So, I think most of the people who walk by just kind of look at me and are like, cool, this guy's talking to a little black box. But yeah, little do they know, a little black box is you and you're all my friends. So glad you came along. Right now I'm cooking Maury some shrimp, making myself a cheeseburger. And we're gonna go adventure around a little bit, take a look here. If you are on the Northeast, this weekend in the Thousand Trails community, which we belong to, is opening weekend, at least in like the Northeast section. We're in Pennsylvania right now, so it's opening weekend. It was a little bit of a crapshoot, like most opening weekends are at Thousand Trails. Luckily, we didn't have a bad experience or any negative experiences happen, but we certainly seen them around us. Had our fair shares of Karens and Kens for the day. Unfortunately, I didn't get those on camera. That would have been pretty interesting had I have. But yeah, so anyway, we're glad you're with us, and let's get this started. Sunday. Voila! I figured I'd take a quick minute here and explain a little bit about Thousand Trails if you haven't been with them, or if you've never tried one of their reservations out. You know, they're a pretty neat place. We actually had gotten into the system when we purchased our first camper. We got a year free membership with it. And then when our membership went to expire, we're like, you know, we like this. It's pretty cool. I'm not 100% sure, you know, what the rules and regulations are now for new memberships. We've been a member for, probably 7 years now, 8 years or so. But, you know, it's pretty cool. You know, we pay a monthly fee, or you can pay it out annually, however you decide to. I apologize for the wind. If you're hearing some wind noise, I am trying kind of a new little windsock thing here for my GoPro, but it's a little windy here today. But anyway, with the system, you know, we get, I think, 30 nights free camping, and then outside of that, you know, it's pennies to the dollar, really. You know, what you're going to pay if you go over those 30 days versus what you're going to pay anymore when you go camping at a public place. You know, heck, I want to say we were just at a state park, and there I think we're $45 a night for full hookup, but that's, you know, state parks are on the cheaper end. A lot of times when you go to public campgrounds, you know, you're going to pay on the low end around $75 a night to, and we've seen and stayed at places that were $150 to $200 a night. So but you know, it's definitely a nice way to be able to get out and just kind of enjoy yourself. If you travel and you go coast to coast, you know, they don't have as many campgrounds that are in kind of the middle of the United States, but they do offer an additional package that you can get, which kind of gives you a little bit more in the Sunbelt regions. So you know, if you are going coast to coast, it is definitely, I would recommend it. You know, or if you're just someone who likes to do some camping and, you know, you're on a little bit of a budget, or, you know, whatever it may be, you know, it's definitely a great program to be a part of. A lot of people want to try to put it towards like kind of like on a same level as like a timeshare and whatnot, but you know, we didn't actually buy like the whole out plan, but if you are deciding to do that and you talk to the membership specialist and they try to sell you one of those plans, do yourself a little favor and do some research on the internet. A lot of times there are members who are selling their memberships, or the memberships actually get passed down from generation. You can will them, so sometimes once parents die or grandparents pass away and those those plans are out there and the kids don't camp or whatever it may be, a lot of times those memberships get sold online. You can get them considerably cheaper than what you'll pay if you actually go through a membership specialist through Thousand Trails. So something to think about. Like I said, we're going to show you around here. It's a really nice place. We have actually, in the area that we're in right now, believe it or not, last year was the first year that it was open. It used to be their camper storage area, and they turned everything into real nice full hookups, 50 amp service. They're more for your bigger rigs, fifth wheels, big travel trailers, motorhomes, etc. So it's definitely a really nice area. The only thing downside I would say about this area is there are not a lot of trees. You're kind of right out in the open, which for us right now is fine. It's April. I think it's only supposed to be in the mid to upper 50s, low 60s this weekend. So we definitely don't have to worry about anything there. But the nice thing that we do like about this here is this campground has a kind of like a lazy river per se, or like if you want to go tubing, they have I forget the name of the river. It might be the Conestoga River, I think. But you can get in on one side of the campground, and the last time we did it, I want to say it took maybe about an hour or 2 hours or so. And you can float from one side, come all the way around to the other side of the campground, because it kind of like makes the river makes like a little bit of a horseshoe around the campground, and then you can get out on the other side and load up your tubes or whatever it is that you want to float around in, and come back. I call it a river. That's what it's called, but it is more so it's a very slow, shallow, for the most part, at least the times that we've been in it. I want to say one of the deepest parts that I've seen, as long as it hasn't been a lot of heavy rain or anything. But it's roughly right around your waist, and it's not very quickly moving. It's definitely safe. A lot of kids do it, elderly people do it, so it's a good time. Definitely recommend you do it if you come. Another one of the cool things is you can actually stay down by the river. They have a 2-point hookup down there, which is just your water and electric. And they have a dump site, obviously, but you can stay down there, and it's definitely a different type of camping. But if you stay on the one side, you're facing the river. Your camper's facing the river. When you come out your door in the morning, it's beautiful down there. It's definitely really nice. But one of the things I'll mention is we've kind of got away from it over the years. Our puppy that we have, we got her during COVID as a rescue, and she gets a little skittish, and it does get a little loud down there. Things a little bit closer, but it's definitely a pretty cool area. I'd recommend it. At least trying it out. Depending on what your situation is down there, and you'd like it. A lot of tents do go down there, so at times it does get a little louder, a little more partying, but it's a good time. So like I said, up in this area here, it's just kind of a new area. So far it's pretty laid back. We like it. So yeah, all right, we're gonna go eat lunch now. A little fun fact here, right where this pavilion is, I'm not exactly sure how many years ago, probably like around 8-9 years ago, maybe 10, there used to be a little indoor water park that was there, and then now it is no longer. And actually right across from the pool in this big large field used to be a pitch and putt golf course. Since then I think they had disc golf and they had soccer golf, but I don't see any of that now. This right here is one of two pools. This is actually the outdoor swimming pool. That's why it's outdoors. They have a mini golf course right here that you can play. A little playground outside, and then they have a wagon wheel lodge on the top. All right, well, that about wraps it up for us. It is currently Easter Sunday. We're gonna head home and get some things done around the house, spend some time with family today. I hope you guys do the same. We had a great weekend. Nothing really too crazy, but it was definitely a nice, relaxing, fun weekend. We met up with some family along the way while we were there, and just really had a good time. And that's what really life's all about, is just, being with your friends and family and your loved ones and having a great time. So, I hope that you all got to do that as well today. Next time that we head down there, hopefully the weather will be a little bit nicer, be a little bit warmer out, and we can head out and see some of the more sights. And we definitely want to do some tubing when we go there. We had such a fun time doing that, and I'd really like to show you guys what that's all about. Whether we have kayaks too, so whether we take our tubes or our kayaks, I definitely want to just make sure that we can go and do that and have a good time and bring you along for the fun. All in all, we had an incredible time. There's really nothing wrong with going on opening weekends. I mean, I know a lot of people tend to stay away just because it can be a little overbearing. My best advice to you is if you're new to Thousand Trails and it's something that you want to do, my recommendation is, the park's open at 12 o'clock on opening weekend. So I wouldn't try to be there at 12 o'clock. Definitely don't be there any earlier. We've actually gone to some other reservations, and, they were great campgrounds to go to, but their opening time was at 12 o'clock. We had a little bit of a journey to get there. We got there at 11:58. We ended up getting turned away, couldn't go in, and it was really unfortunate because we actually saw quite a few other people who were in the same situation as we were, and about 3 or 4 campers ended up getting in an accident on the road that we were on because it was really, really narrow, and one camper had hit another one trying to go around a turn. The other one, trying to avoid the other camper, ended up running along the trees and popped his tires on the passenger side and ripped his awning off because he hit a tree. But we didn't have any of that this time, so we kind of knew what we were getting into. We've done this a little bit. If you wait till 1-2 o'clock and then go in, you're pretty much going to still be able to have a pick of darn near any campsite you want. You just don't have all that kind of hassle and stuff going on. So, I would definitely recommend, if that's your thing and you want to go in on opening weekend, just give a little bit of time. Don't get there right at 12 o'clock. Odds are you're just going to probably have a miserable experience. You definitely have the Karens and the Kens that want to speak to the managers, and they want corporate numbers and they want them now. So, not that happened this weekend or anything, but, I'm glad you guys came along for the adventure. Certainly glad that you came along. This is pretty neat. As time goes on, we're going to do more things, and, we're certainly going to be able to start to develop our niche a little bit here, and kind of get a little more into a rhythm. Obviously I won't be as shy and nervous as I am now being out in public and kind of doing that vlogging thing. People definitely look at you a little funny while you're out doing that. So, it's just something I have to get used to, because this is definitely, it's something that's fun for me. I'm doing this, for my own reasons. A lot of it is just to kind of better me as a person and seeing myself on camera and how I act and how I talk. And, it's already doing that. So, it's pretty cool. Definitely learning a lot about this, a lot about just this whole process, getting out and doing this recording and just kind of have to, forget about everybody else that's around you, because it can definitely be a little nerve-wracking. One fun fact, I've been having a lot of problems with my GoPro overheating. And so I've been watching some different videos and talking to some people about some of the settings that are on my GoPro. And the one day I decided I was just going to drive around. It was like 2 or 3 days ago, right before we went camping, actually. I was going to drive around, see if it would overheat, see if I could kind of get that whole situation fixed. And so I just had my GoPro running while I was driving around in my truck. And one of the things about me is, it's a little bit of a fun fact. I do love to sing. I think singing is very fun. It's just something that I've done ever since I was a little kid. I would just kind of run around the house and sing and rhyme and, just kind of carry on and have a great time. And I always joke around with my wife and tell her that sometimes our life probably feels like a little bit of a musical to her, because it's just how I am. I'm a fairly happy person. But it's been an emotional couple months here. Ever since I lost my dad, and today is definitely no exception to that with it being Easter. This year is just a year of firsts for us, and kind of going through this whole, what is our new life now? My dad was really kind of the glue that stuck us together. He's a great person, and so it's a little bit different now. Times are they're just different. But the one thing that's kind of cool is our brains and how our minds work, and how we can start to move on. And anyway, so yeah, I would say it's been since my dad passed away, which was September 13th of 2022. I haven't been able to sing, and the other day when I was driving along, the song came on by Stained. It's called Something to Remind You. And I don't know what it was, but it definitely it hit, it resonated with me. And it was the first song that I've been able to sing since my father's passed. And there's some emotion in it, some good things, but I thought I would share it with you guys. This YouTube channel is certainly keeping my mind busy. I have a lot of projects going on. I'm remodeling our basement as we speak. I'm doing that myself. It's taking a little bit of time. But there's so many things that I'm doing right now that I got to keep my mind busy. So, that's really the purpose of this YouTube channel. And I wasn't going to share this. I think it's a part of my life that, it's more personal. It's just something that I like to do. It's more personally pleasing for me, but on the other hand, the more that I've been going through this with my father, and losing him, it's I think it's also a little bit of therapy for me. It feels a little therapeutic. So, anyway, I'm going to roll a clip for you. I hope you guys enjoy it. I feel like if at all anything, it's just maybe something that I need to do for my dad. So, yeah, without further ado, here's the clip. I hope you and your family have an awesome Easter. I hope that you had an amazing time. Make sure that you love the ones you're with, and you hug all your loved ones, and never miss a moment to tell the ones that you love how much you love them. You never know when they're not going to be there for you anymore. So, like I said, I hope you had a happy Easter, and, I'm glad you guys came along, and we'll see you on our next adventure.
Paved with good intentions, so they say, and some believe that no good deed goes unpunished in the end, or so it seems. So when the day comes and the sun won't touch my face, tell the ones who cared enough that I finally left this place that's been so cold. Look in my face, all the stories it will tell I can't erase. The road is long, just one more song, a little something to